Hey everyone! So I've been looking forward to testing the Danelectro FAB Fuzz ever since I saw the JHS video about the FAB series. And I actually have had it for a little while, but I just plugged it in initially and didn't think much of it. But back when I was testing pedals on top of my amp, I realized that if I was standing too close with my guitar, it would get really microphonic. And I think I was getting artifacts that I didn't like because of how I was setting my gear up. So we're going to give it another shot today. I've got my cheap mono-price Strat. I've got it plugged into this and the Marshall Origin. I'm hoping that this angle will work well and you can see the knobs. They're kind of hard to see, but it's the red line that is where all the knobs are set. So right now everything's just set straight up at noon, and we'll play with it and see what kind of sounds we can get. So that's pretty cool. I just realized you need to hear my clean tone. So that same riff with my clean tone on the neck pickup. I also think I tested this with my EMG pickups and I didn't think the output was loud enough. So with regular passive pickups, the output is just fine and it actually is pretty good. If I remember right and you turn the gain up a little bit too much, it can get just a touch. It can get just a touch squealy. So we'll have to play with it and see how it does. So it doesn't clean up especially well rolling off the volume knob, and it's still fairly sizzly with what I think is the tone knob turned down. Crank the gain up a little bit just to kind of see what it can do. Let's flick it to the bridge pickup and get some garagey sounds. So yeah, it's got a nice bite and articulation I really wasn't expecting. Let's try turning the gain down and see what we get. So there's noon. Let's turn the fuzz down a bit. Maybe try brightening it up a little bit. A little volume to compensate. Let's see how this is. But it does have a really nice kind of like articulation to it. It's not necessarily super dynamic so much as that it just has a lot of clarity and articulation, and that might be what I'm really liking about it. That's pretty cool, but let's check this out with another guitar. All right, so I have switched to my Telecaster with the EMGs. Let's see if we can elicit any kind of doomy sounds. Okay, instantly we are in doomy territory and sounding much, much more to my speed. I had some fun dorking around on the Strat, but I think this is really where it's at. So here's the clean tone of that Tele. We're gonna kick on that fuzz and it's gonna sound gnarly. I like it pretty dark with the tone setting. Yeah, I definitely prefer it with my Tele. The Strat definitely got some really cool and articulate textures. This is a lot better fuzz than I got with my first impression of it. It's got a little tiny bit of noise. I think that's just due to the plastic enclosure and how much gain is there. If I remember right, if you dime the gain on this, and which I'll do, but it gets pretty squealy just because it's a plastic case and it's a little sensitive to RF frequency. Surprisingly, there's noise, but it's not unmanageable. I have no idea what happened when I played with this before and I really didn't like something about it. Yeah, actually pretty dang cool. A little noisy, but it has a nice articulation and it's actually really super fun to play on. I think I remember this about that video with Josh from JHS and him saying how much he just liked it and it was a really good fuzz, and it's looking at the circuit, he said it's pretty unique. And it is. It doesn't really sound like a Face or a Muff clone or anything. It has its kind of own unique Danelectro flavor. So this was a really fun one to make. I'm glad I revisited this pedal and gave it another shot, and I hope you enjoyed the video. You can still find these sometimes new in the box, but they are a discontinued line as far as I know. But there's just so many of them on the market, you still should be able to find a sealed up one for pretty cheap, around 30 bucks. So thank you, and we'll catch you on the next one.